Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight in the glass, and I couldn't resist, an Arran Sherry cask bottled at 55.8% ABV, and I'm super excited to give it a try again. Now it is going to be a re-review. I did a review on this about a little bit more than a year ago, and as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a traveling, and I am having a fantastic time. Walvis Bay in Namibia. I can tell you, if you are up for a holiday and you want to see fantastic scenery, desert, big dunes, go up Dune 7, Google it. If you are into seafood, the most fantastic seafood that you can imagine, I had a whale of a time. Only thing that was a little bit bothersome, they have a lot of wind here, and in the evenings it gets quite cold, so I come prepared with a nice little whiskey just to warm up the body and of course warm up the soul. It is a place that you can come just to relax, partake in the seafood, go to a little bit of quad biking in the dunes. It is an experience that you will never forget in your life. Friendly people, fantastic whiskey, and of course during the course of this video I will share some of the photos that I took, a little bit on the sandstorms that you can expect, and a little bit of the whiskey that you can expect to buy locally, and friendliness. Every shop that you walk into, people are super friendly, and I really had a good time. But it's time for me to go to my next destination, so I'm going to end my week here in Walvis Bay, Namibia, with a nice Arran bodega, 55.8% ABV. And as I said, as I go along, I will put some pictures up with what the local whiskies you can get at the local supermarket called Tops, and I will translate also the prices into euro so that you can see or expect to pay when you come and visit. On the bodega, Arran, cheers. Oh, that is just lovely. Now I did give it about maybe 5-10 minutes in a glass. Even on this glass, the super aromas coming out. It is sherry cask, natural color, non-chill filtered, and I did a previous video as well that who is my go-to whiskey that always ticks the boxes and always makes me happy. And I thought to myself, I need to go revisit some of them just to reacquaint myself to something that is special. It's strong at that 55.8% ABV, but it's sweet. That caramel notes coming out, that sherry influences is absolutely phenomenal. There's a sweetness, that raisiny notes coming out, that dates, the figs, and it is the loads and loads of vanilla that comes out. But if you stick your nose in it, especially with just a little bit of an agitation, it does give you that youthfulness. There's definitely a little bit of a youthful note, but it is nice. Just let it open up a little bit. So on the taste, I'm not going to add water now. Maybe after the first wee sip I will add some water just to see what the effect is going to be. So cheers. Definitely 55.8% ABV. It evaporates, it just dissolves, and it's poof, and it's gone. And then that lovely sweetness. It is a sweet one. all that raisins, the dates, the figs. Sorry about the noise, a little bit of a truck's going by. Let me try again. Even at that high ABV, I think this is something that I can manage it at this one. At 55 is there. It's definitely something that warms you up, and I can feel the heat going down. And it's just getting sweeter every time that I go back into the glass. Let me give it one more try. It is nice. That is friendly. That's sweet. That little hint of a, not really chocolate note, but the flavors of a little bit of a chocolate note comes out. That is something that I really like. Now I'm going to add a little bit of water. It is not much, maybe about 25 milliliters. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it, give it a little bit of a shaky, and immediately I get a little bit more vanilla. I get a little bit more of a chocolate note coming through. That raisins is there, and it reminds me a little bit of that chocolate covered raisins, that sweetness and a little bit more sweetness, and that little bit of that ethanol, that youthful note seems to disappear when you add a little bit of water. On the taste, my word, this is nice, this is dangerous, this is sweet. Actually, I can feel my blood sugar rising already with all the sweetness that comes out. This is definitely a whiskey that I would recommend when the sun goes down in the desert here in Namibia. Immediately the temperature drop, and you can feel the chill that goes right into the bone. And the place where I'm staying, the hotel, when I checked in, the first thing that they handed me was a glass of sherry that really hits the spot. So I think this is a really upscale, up-proof a sherry monster that I really appreciate. So just a little bit on the whiskey that was on sale. I have the photos here, so what I will do, I'll put the photo on, and I will just give you the local price. Well, you can see the local price at the bottom, and I will give you a little bit of a translation in what is the price in US dollars or maybe in euro. I was a little bit surprised. They have the Bullet Bourbon. Quite surprised to that at 607 Namibian dollars, and I will put a translation over here. So quite excited to see that as well, and of course close to South Africa. Well, for me this is a mini South Africa. The people speaks my language of Afrikaans. It's like going home for me. And of course you cannot bypass any liquor store without looking and seeing a Baines whiskey. Absolutely fantastic, costing 325 Namibian dollars. And I will put that translation in for you. Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey, quite excited to see that. Jameson, the Select Reserve small batch, also have that, quite a reasonable price. And some, of course, the Jameson Stout. If you cannot go to any shop in South Africa, but it's not going to be a Jameson Stout edition somewhere. Then, of course, Monkey Shoulder. Now, the cocktail king for me, and I was quite excited to see that one as well on offer. Then, of course, being South African orientated, here in Namibia and in South Africa, you're going to get a lot of blended whiskies, some strange ones that I haven't seen in my life. The John Bar. You also have the Oddball. Now, I've never seen that in my life. They say it's a whiskey and peanut butter flavored liqueur. Now, I would have loved to try it, but of course I don't have the time. I saw it too late, but whiskey and peanut butter. It is a liqueur. I know a lot of people are going to say, what is going on with you? But it looked fancy, and well, I did put a picture up for you. And then the good old standard White Horse blended Scotch whiskey. I was so excited to see that there's something that I, as a young man or even a young child, has to steal a sip or two from my dad. And of course, the White Horse was the choice from my dad for many years. Also, again, South African, free ships. And quite excited to see this. And I'm very sorry that I did not get an opportunity to try this one. They have the mash tun, and they also have the standard free ships premium whiskey, so select whiskey that they have on offer. And then I saw First Watch whiskey. It is terrible. That's something that I would, well, years ago, I could never get to like that taste of the First Watch. It is a charred oak barrel, unique fullness of character, of course, bottled at a decent 43% ABV. And there's something that, but I could never get used to it. And they have two additions, Steve. They have the Knight's Cask Mature Whiskey, bottled at 43%. Now, in South Africa, we don't do 40%, so we are fortunate to get that extra 3% ABV, so nothing to be sneezed at. And as I went out and to pay for a couple of beers, and I saw there's a cabinet, and there's always a cabinet, and I was quite surprised to see a Waterford, the Cavay, Argot. I'm probably butchering it, but I was quite surprised to see it, because it's very difficult to even get this in Belgium. Quite expensive though, 1,772 South African rands or Namibian dollars. It is the same. You can actually use South African rands here in Namibia, no problem. The Glenfiddich there. So quite excited to see these whiskies coming to a very small town of Walvis Bay, and of course giving the people, or the local people, an opportunity to try something special and maybe try something different. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to finish this one, and I'm going to do a little bit of editing tomorrow morning, up early, getting a flight to Johannesburg, spend a couple of hours there, and of course I'm off to my next destination. And of course, for the people that ask, are you going to do an update of the duty free in Johannesburg? I'm not sure. I did do a review a couple of months ago, so I don't want to flood the market with something over and over, but I will do a little bit of a stroll for a duty free shop. And if I see something special, I'll take a photo or two, and I'll put it on my Twitter account, I'll put it on my Instagram account, and maybe I'll also put it on my Whiskey Lovers Society Facebook page. And maybe in the next video, I will add some of these duty-free offerings that they have in Johannesburg Airport. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like the photos. Please leave a comment if you want to see some photos of my next destination. I'll see what I can do. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.